Welcome friends, in this video let's discuss about Australia Group, Missile Technology Control Regime and Nuclear Supplier Group. These are all the important multilateral export control regimes. In our first part we had discussed about Wassenaar Arrangement. So in this part let's discuss about these three remaining multilateral export control regimes. So the first one is Australia Group. This Australia Group is an informal group of countries. This group of countries help the member countries to identify those exports which need to be controlled so as not to contribute to the spread of chemical and biological weapons. So the member countries of this Australia group are the important producers or the possessors of advanced technology in the chemical and biological related issues. So these chemical and biological technologies can also be used for making chemical and biological weapons. So this Australia group member countries help each other in order not to reach these technologies in these unsafe hands. So they regulate the trade and export of chemical and biological technologies, and also they make sure that these technologies will not reach the unsafe hands like a terrorist group and hostile countries. So this is the main aim of Australia Group. Today the members of this group maintains export controls on a uniform list of 54 compounds. So these 54 chemical and biological compounds can be used for making biological weapons. So this Australia Group regulates the export, trade and commerce of these important 54 compounds so that they should be reaching the safe hands rather than the unsafe hands. So some of the compounds included in this list are not prohibited for export under chemical weapons conventions. This shows that the Australia Group is more stringent and very strict in regulation of the export of chemical and biological technologies. So this is the important thing. And there are 42 members in the Australia Group, including all Organization of Economic and Cooperation Development countries, that is OECD countries, and European Commissions, and all the 28 members of the European Union, Ukraine and Argentina. So these are all the member countries. So the name comes from the Australia's initiative to create this group, and Australia manages the secretariat. So the second group is the Missile Technology Control Regime. So this group regulates the technology related to the development of missiles, okay, transfer of technology related to the missiles and unarmed aerial vehicles. So this Missile Technology Control Regime is an informal and voluntary partnership between 34 countries to prevent, not to regulate, to prevent the proliferation of missile and unarmed aerial vehicle technology capable of carrying 500 kg payload for at least 300 kilometers. So this group of countries, that is 34 countries, cooperate with each other to prevent the transfer of technology for the proliferation of missiles and unarmed aerial vehicles that has the capacity to carry 500 kg payload, that is 500 kg bombs, and has the capacity to reach 300 kilometers or more. Okay, so this is the condition under Missile Technology Control Regime. So export of missiles and unarmed aerial vehicles that has the capacity to carry 500 kg payload or that has the capacity to reach 300 kilometer range is prohibited under Missile Technology Control Regime. Or even for that matter, export of technology, not even the missile, is also prohibited under this. So since the establishment, this Missile Technology Control Regime has been successful in helping to slow or stop the several ballistic missile programs. So this has been successful in stopping various programs throughout the world undertaken by various countries. So this include Argentina, Egypt and Iraq abandoned their joint Condor 2 ballistic missile program. So they abandoned this due to initiative of the Missile Technology Control Regime. And other countries like Brazil, South Africa and Taiwan also shelved or stopped or eliminated missile program or space launch vehicles because of MTCR. And some of the East European countries such as Poland, Czech Republic destroyed their ballistic missiles in part to better their chance of joining the Missile Technology Control Regime. And these are all the important successful stories of this regime. And in October 1994, this regime, the member countries took important decisions. These include they adopted a policy called no undercut policy. The meaning of this policy is that if one member denies the sale of some technology to another member, then all member must adhere to this. Okay, I will give a hypothetical example. If United States prohibits or denies transfer of technology to Pakistan, okay, to Pakistan, then all the member countries, all the 34 member countries of the missile technology countries should deny the same technology to Pakistan as well. Okay, this is the philosophy of no undercut policy. This is very important here. And despite their success in controlling various missile technology and unarmed vehicle technologies, it has certain shortcomings. These include several countries like India, Iran, Israel, North Korea, and Pakistan continue to advance their missile technology programs. They have developed medium-range ballistic missiles that can travel more than 1,000 kilometers and are exploring missiles with much greater ranges. So the technology developed, missiles developed in these countries, that is India, Iran, Israel, North Korea, and Pakistan, are breaching the limits designated under missile technology control regime. So we have the missiles of more than 5,000 kilometer range. Okay, from 1,000 to 5,000 kilometer range. That is the Agni series, Agni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Nag missiles. And this is the violation of the missile technology control regime. So it has failed to stop India and other countries from developing these technologies. And in particular, Israel and India, having already deployed strategic nuclear SLBMs and intercontinental ballistic missiles and satellite launches. So we are way ahead of these countries in developing these technologies. This is also in violation of missile technology control regime. And certain hostile countries like North Korea is viewed today as primary source of ballistic missile proliferations. They have been developing continuously in a much larger scale the ballistic missile technologies that have the capacity to reach various parts of the world. So this is very dangerous, and MTCR is failing to stop North Korea. And Iran recently has supplied missile technology to Syria. So this is another thing. So in violation of the MTCR. And the good thing about India is that India has a self-imposed no export policy on all nuclear weapon technology. So we do not export any nuclear weapon technology to any of the country, even though they are very closer to India. So there are 34 member countries under missile technology control regime. Here, the countries like Argentina, Brazil, Czech Republic, they have abandoned their programs in order to join this. Okay, and other countries, all the 34 countries are the members of this. So this is the map, and here the list of the countries that are members of the missile technology control regime. And the last thing is that nuclear supplier group. Here, this nuclear supplier group is a multinational body concerned with reducing nuclear proliferations. So they are concerned with reducing the nuclear proliferation by controlling the export and retransfer of materials that may be applicable to nuclear weapon development. So this group of countries, that is the nuclear supplier group, they have the technology related to nuclear related technologies. These countries have the nuclear related technologies. They formed a group called nuclear supplier group. They are concerned with reducing the nuclear proliferation, okay, nuclear weapon proliferation, by controlling the export of materials that may be used for making nuclear weapons. So these nuclear supplier group countries regulates the export of materials that can be used for making nuclear weapons. So this is the main aim of nuclear supplier group. So the formation of nuclear supplier group has a history. That history is related to India. So India in 1974 tested its first nuclear weapon. India tested its first nuclear test. Okay, and this test by India demonstrated that certain non-weapon specific nuclear technology could be readily turned to weapons development, because India received aid from US and Canada for establishing nuclear power plant. Okay, that is for civilian purposes at that time. But it had converted the technology, that is civilian technology, into development of nuclear weapon technology. So with that civilian technology, India converted the technology into nuclear weapon technology and tested first nuclear test. So this shows that non-weapon specific nuclear technology can be used readily and can be turned for the weapon development programs. So in order to stop further proliferation of nuclear weapons, this nuclear supplier group get together to regulate the transfer of technology as well as material for other countries. These are all the important countries, including Argentina, Australia, Austria, Belarus, Belgium, Brazil, Bulgaria, Canada, China, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, and all the European countries, and US. So this nuclear supplier group has an important role in Indo-US nuclear deal. We all know that in 1999, India tested its second nuclear weapon test. So after that, India has faced various sanctions related to technology transfers and other related issues. But in July 2006, United States Congress amended US law to accommodate civil nuclear trade with India, because India has been growing since then at a very faster rate. India has been a major player in international economic sphere as well as diplomacy. So US wants to build a friendship with India, so they amended US law to accommodate civil nuclear trade with India. And in September 6, 2008, this NSG, Nuclear Supplier Group, participating governments agreed to grant India a clean waiver, so exemption from its existing rules of the Nuclear Supplier Group, which forbid nuclear trade with a country which has not signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. So India, despite not being signing the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, can engage in civil nuclear trade with India. So this is with US. This is the concession that is given to India by the Nuclear Supplier Group with the assistance from the United States. So India is the only country which has not signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, but at the same time get the concession from the Nuclear Supplier Group to engage in nuclear related trade and commerce, that is for building civil nuclear capabilities. Okay, and the approval was based on the formal pledge, India pledge, stating that it would not share sensitive nuclear technology or material with other countries and will uphold its voluntary moratorium on testing nuclear weapons. So India has upheld that it will not test the nuclear weapons in future, and also it does not share the sensitive nuclear technology with other countries. So this is the pledge given by the India to Nuclear Supplier Group in order to get the concession for engaging in trade with other countries without signing the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. So this is the important thing here. And this is it about multilateral export control regimes. So please subscribe if you want more updates and new videos, and click here to watch other videos related to preparations for various examinations. So thanks for watching.